Whether you are building a new form, possibly as a survey or a student self-assessment, or you're building a formative or summative assessment using the new quiz in Microsoft Forms, you can take advantage of the branching feature in order to tailor the experience of the form or quiz for your students. With branching, you can actually direct your students through the quiz or through the survey, and you can actually lead students who maybe struggle with certain questions to supporting questions with built-in teaching materials for additional support. For students who are excelling at questions, you can actually lead them to more challenging questions built right into the assessment task. In addition to the scaffolding for learning possibilities with branching, imagine the creative potential with branching. You could, for instance, create choose your own adventure in Microsoft Forms. Ultimately, it's up to you how you are going to use branching in Microsoft Forms in order to create engaging experiences and engaging assessments for your students. Let's take a closer look at how to actually set up branching inside a new quiz. So the first step is to go ahead and build your assessment. So I've gone ahead and built a plant reproduction quiz in a new quiz. And again, you could do the same thing in a new form. Just keep in mind that a new form will not include the grading functionality, where a new quiz will include the grading functionality. That's why I chose new quiz for this particular activity. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and added all of my questions. I've even broken this test into sections. I've included a multiple choice section and a written response section. Now, to launch the branching tool in Microsoft Forms, simply go up to the black navigation bar at the top of the window and click on the three dots for more form settings. Select the first option, branching. This will launch you into the branching options or settings window. All right, from here, we can start mapping our assessment for our students. So section 1, this information is required from every student. So we are going to scroll down to section 2, and we are going to start mapping out our multiple choice questions. To view the branching options, we will click on a question. All right, here you can see for question number 3, depending on how students were to answer the question, we could direct them to different questions, possibly for review or to continue through this assessment. So as you can see, seed B is the correct answer. I can tell by the green check mark here. I would have set that up when I was establishing the grading rules for each question. Anyways, because seed B is the correct answer, instead of students going to the next question, I'm going to have them go to question number 5, because question number 4 is actually going to be review of content for students who maybe struggled with question 3. So if that's the case, then for the other options in question 3, we'll simply have them go to the next question or question 4. Now, for the purposes of this quiz, any students who were directed to question 4, they would be able to attempt that question, and hopefully with the support of the review in place, they will get that question right and they'll be ready to move on to question 5. So in that case, we're going to leave all of the options here set to go to next question, because whether they get the answer right or wrong, they will have to move on in the test. Now, keep in mind, if you're not comfortable with go to next and you want to make it very clear for yourself, you can always select the go to next drop down and choose question 5. That way you have a visual of your mapping. All right, let's go down to question 5. And again, let's say that the correct answer, large brightly colored flowers, if the students choose that option, they will actually skip question 6 and go to question 7. The rest of the students will go to question 6 for review. And let's just skip down to question number 7. Now, in this case, let's say that question number 8 is actually review, and question number 8 is the last question in the multiple choice section. For the students that get question number 7 right, maybe they can skip question number 8 and they can actually go down to section number 3, to the written response question, while the rest of the students have to respond to question number 8. For question number 8, we would then say, no matter what the choice was, because students have to progress in the test, we would select go to section 3, written response. All right, and for question or section number 3, the written response question, if there are no other written response questions here, for go to, we could leave it set to next, or we could click end of form. And that will direct the students from question 9 to the end of the test, and they can submit their form for assessment.